Okay, hello again. This is now tarot lesson number 72, and I'm really not in the mood, but I have to do this anyway. So, this probably happens to you periodically as well, that you want to do something, but you're not in the mood, or it's a struggle, or it's more of a struggle than you can handle at that particular moment. What do you do? And I may have said this before, but I'll say it again. What you do is you shuffle your indecision or your anxiety or your lack of motivation or whatever it is into the deck and get rid of it. Because the deck itself, I know people talk about purifying the deck. I don't think you need to, because it's the tarot. So what do? You shuffle your unwanted, whatever it happens to be, into the deck and clear yourself. What's that going to be? Oh, I was about to turn the card from side to side, and somebody left a comment on an earlier video talking about how when I turn a card I go from top to bottom, not side to side, and so I'm doing it all wrong. Maybe I'm doing it the right way. I've never said that. Well, maybe I have said it before, but so the Hermit reversed. I can't remember what the question was. So I'm going to pick that up and put it back. So what you do is, I think, if you're stuck, you shuffle your stuckness into the deck, and at a certain point, you're in a better frame of mind or a better mood, or you're ready, or you're more willing to start. So at this point, I think I'm ready to start something. So I want to talk about when, because people often want to know, when is this going to happen? When am I going to get married? When am I going to meet somebody? When am I going to get a new job? So there are different ways of answering. So you personally, as a reader, may say, I don't like to answer questions like that, because the tarot is not really designed maybe for prediction of that kind of giving you a date. But if I was going to give you a few ideas about how you might go about answering when questions. It's because somebody says, when am I going to get married? And one answer might be 2 o'clock on the 4th of January next year. That's an answer to the question when. But if you want to give somebody that kind of answer, I think it's really difficult using cards, getting the information from cards. However, if somebody wants to know, am I going to get married, or when am I going to get married? And maybe you think, okay, depending on the question, maybe it's going to happen within how many months are you going to get married? And you pick a card at random, and we get the 9 of Swords. We get 9. So within 9 months, you'll be married. Or the fact that the card's upside down, maybe you're going to get divorced, or maybe you're going to marry and wish you hadn't. Somehow we can do something with the card itself. But maybe think about what kind of information you want the card to give you. If you want a number, pick a card and see what number you get. So here we get 7, the Chariot. So within 7 months, and maybe because earlier I got that 9 of Swords, was that it? Yeah. Okay, so maybe what you do is you take the 7, which is upright, and a major trump, and we've got the 9, which is upside down, and a minor trump, and it shows sorrow or nightmares. So maybe you say, if you've got the chance to marry within 7 months or 7 months from now, so let's say this is November, so December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So if it looks like June is a date for you, maybe you meet somebody at Christmas and you decide you're going to get married, June rather than 9 months, June, July, August, so not August. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're taking your key or your clue or you lead from the cards that come up and based on the number. So maybe maybe somebody wants to know, okay, I've applied for 4 jobs and I want to know, am I going to get one of them in the next few months? You pick a card. If it's upright, that means the answer is yes. Right, and it's a start. It's going to be a good job. You'll enjoy it. You'll be inspired by it. You'll inspire other people based on the fact that it's a star. And it's because it's number 17, your name will live after you. You'll do something really good in the job that you get. So let's say we do something within how many months am I going to get married, and we get the charioteer. Sorry, I was thinking of something else there. So let's say, because it has to do with when is something going to happen, and let's say you make a forecast that it'll happen by Christmas, and it doesn't happen by Christmas. Were you wrong? So I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought, okay, now is the beginning of December, so December, January, February, March. So in about 4 months, we're springtime in the Northern Hemisphere. So what am I going to be like in springtime? And I pick a card, and I hope it's a good one. I get the 4 of coins reversed. Let's say the 4 of coins is upright. So that's going to be me at the beginning of spring. And if I like the look of it, how am I going to get there? Because I think the question is, if we pick a card for the future, is it going to happen anyway? Or to what extent do we help bring it about? Because somebody can want to know, am I going to meet somebody? And you give them a date, and you say, yes, you'll meet them at the end at Christmas time. And Christmas comes and goes, and they don't meet anybody. But if the question is, when am I going to meet somebody? And you pick 3 cards, and we say December, and we've got the 4 of Swords, the Ace of Coins reversed, and the Knight of Swords. It's a bit like you choose cards to know how to get to the position of being able to meet somebody. So it's a bit like with the 4 of Swords, do this. With the Ace of Pentacles, don't do that. And with the Knight of Swords, do this. Because the card is upright, meaning do this, or behave like this, or act this way. Whereas if the card is upside down, it means don't do that. And so if you want to meet somebody by Christmas time, and you are patient, because the 4 of Swords is somebody lying there, if you're patient, if you understand that you can't buy people, because some people, it's easy to think that you can buy somebody, but you can't. And if you will be like the Knight of Swords, it's upright, even though it's supposed to be difficult or reckless. Nevertheless, take a chance. Be not so much be reckless, do something stupid, but more. If you've got an opportunity to go to a place you've never been before, go and see what it's like, rather than think, no, I can't imagine I would ever want to go to a place like that. So if you are patient, take a chance and understand you can't buy people, or there's no point trying to buy people or trying to con them into something, which means, I think, don't tell lies. Because somebody, you meet somebody and you tell them lies about yourself to make yourself look good. That's not going to work. You're better to be honest and upfront about everything. And if you're honest and upfront, as well as patient, you'll meet somebody, because the answer to the question, when will I meet somebody, it might be a date, the 25th of December at 3 p.m., but it could be when you are like this person, when you've developed understanding, or when you've become this new type of individual, or when you've become this person that you always were anyway, and you're honest about it, that's when you meet somebody. But it's a bit like, I sometimes wonder about that, about if the forecast is you're going to meet somebody, then is it going to happen anyway, or can we stop it happening, or can we help to bring it about, and maybe bring it about quicker? And I think it depends on the questioner. And so we think about what the question is, and the kind of, and so maybe what we do is, as well, if somebody wants to know, am I going to meet somebody? And you pick the card and you get the Queen of Pentacles upright. So I'm turning it upright so I can say yes. You're going to meet somebody represented by the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody who is older and mature and sensible and artistic and creative in that way as well, and maybe a good cook, because somehow the Queen of Pentacles seems at home. And I've just been talking to somebody who was watching videos about a woman on YouTube who does cooking videos. So I'm sort of making use of the information I got like 10 minutes ago. So yes, you're going to meet somebody. When you are open with the Knight of Wands, you're on horseback, you're moving around, you're looking, you're not desperately seeking, but you're enthusiastic about things. And so when you behave in a certain way with enthusiasm and with an interest in what's going on and what people are up to, that's when you meet or come into contact with this Queen of Pentacles person. I don't think that's not quite what I had in mind before I got sidetracked into the cookery show question. So when will I meet somebody, or when will such and such a thing happen? It could be a date and a time, and maybe you want to give them a date. And so depending on the question, maybe it makes more sense. I'm going to a new job next week. Am I going to meet somebody that I become friends with next week? And so you pick a card and you get the Page of Pentacles. Because it's upright, the answer is yes. And because it's coins, you're kind of on the same page as the individual. But it's a page, so it's an indication that you meet them, but you have to learn something, because pages are young people. They're at the beginning stage of something rather than being confident and experienced in a particular area. So yes, you meet somebody and you have a good relationship with them, but understand that you've got something to learn from them. So if you go into the relationship thinking about what are you meant to learn, that's how it goes good. How it goes good, how it goes well, how the relationship develops. Okay, I don't know what this is like, so I'm probably going to stop now. So I'll be back in a few days. Today is Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be back at the weekend. So have a good week, or the remains of the week in the meantime. And if you have comments or questions, let me know. And next will be number 73. Okay, bye-bye.